Everyone is masked up, and thank you. We'll try to talk loudly and let everybody get heard. Our first hearing tonight is, where'd my agenda go? An administrative appeal for 7 Gorham Street, Pineview condominiums, minor modifications to a previously approved 40B comprehensive permit. And I believe that Melissa Robbins is on Zoom, and she'll be speaking for the applicant.
Yes, good evening, Mr. Chair. For the record,
Good evening.
Attorney Melissa Robbins from the law firm of Farrell and Robbins. I'm here tonight for Pineview condominiums. Also on Zoom with me is Bert Hamill, who's a project engineer, and I believe my client is actually here via phone as well. He had a problem with the link. The request, you need to read a notice, Mr. Chair, or could you want me to give a little overview?
We could go with an overview, I think would be fine.
So this request for a minor modification is actually for a minor modification, as it changes nothing of the building layout, nothing of the building square footage. The changes actually affect the ADA units. When the ADA units were approved, the 1-bedroom units were designed as flats, but the 2-bedroom units and 3-bedroom units were largely designed as townhouse style, which is allowed by ADA as long as you can retrofit with an elevator after the fact. After we went to full construction, we decided to make these actually ADA flat units, which would all be first floor accessible. The change to the design, again, didn't change the structure, but it did change the layout of the units. Really, probably the only thing that you'll notice from the outside appearance from these structures that the garage door is missing. And that's because there was 2 spaces added in front of the 3-bedroom unit, and the ADA spaces were added in front of all of the units. And that's the only change that we're requesting, is the change in the layout of the ADA units to flats, and then the change to the parking, which was allowing the ADA spaces to go in front of these units, which required a couple spaces to be moved over for visitor parking. In order to ensure that that change in the parking design was adequate, we did reach out to the engineering department, and Bert Hamill had reviewed that with Christina. And you can see in your packets, you have a letter from the engineering department from Christina. There's no issues with the drainage or new layout and design. We've been working closely with the fire department throughout this entire project. And you can see that you also have a letter from your fire department through Captain Katsufis, that she is also satisfied with this new layout and design. And honestly, we've been working with fire closely throughout this entire development. So our request this evening is that the board allow this change to the unit's layout, interior layout, and the design of the parking and layout to be changed as a minor change to the comprehensive permit. And I'd be happy to answer any questions the board may have.
Those 2 department letters are likely in the file.
I have Mr. Hamill's letter, but I don't see engineering.
Those are project engineer letters?
Yes, there's a letter from DPW and a letter from the engineering department. Excuse me, there's a letter from
H-Star?
the fire department, which I think is in the form of an email, and an actual letter from Christina.
If you don't have them, Melissa, can you read them, please?
Yes, I can. If you want to let me share the screen, I can actually bring them up.
Do that too.
Or do you want me just to read them?
If you want to read them into the record, but we'll be glad to read them off the screen as we go.
Sure, no, I can read them into record. So the first one is from Danielle Katsufis. It's dated Tuesday, January 4th. It says, regarding department reviews for Board of Appeals 1/6/2022 regarding 7 Gorham Street modification. Dear Mr. Belansky, the Fire Prevention Office has no comments on the modification proposal for 7 Gorham Street. The developer has installed all required fire protection systems and has worked tirelessly to meet the requirements and expectations of the Chelmsford Fire Department. The Fire Prevention Office would endorse approval of this modification and respectfully request that this letter be made part of the Zoning Board of Appeals approval process. Respectfully, Danielle Katsufis. The second letter is from your Department of Public Works dated January 3rd, 2022, addressed to the zoning board regarding 7 Gorham Street, Pineview. Dear members, this office has reviewed the submitted plans by H-Star Engineering dated December 8th, 2021, and revised stormwater calculations dated October 25th, 2021. As a result of the information provided for technical review, this office has no concerns with the proposed parking layout and the anticipated impact on the installed drainage system. Calculations show that the stormwater system will be able to handle the increased flows due to an increase in impervious surfaces. All accessible parking spaces shall be less than 2% slope and shall follow all ADA guidelines for accessible parking. If you have any questions, please contact this office. Sincerely, Christina Papadopoulos. And those are the only 2 letters of record.
Thank you. Does the board have any questions of the applicant?
Yeah, I just have a question. Is this whole project a 40B? Is it all counted as 40B?
Yes, this project is a 40B. It's a home ownership 40B, which is 52 units. So the 13 affordable units are counted towards the town's subsidized housing inventory.
It's not a rental. When you have
That's what I need to
ownership,
know.
they're
Okay.
individual. Any other questions from the board? At this time, I'll open it up to the audience. If anyone is in favor or in opposition to this application, now is the time. Anyone on Zoom would like to speak? Now is the time. Seeing no questions, I'll accept the motion.
Can I ask a question?
Oh, yeah.
So there's no change to the footprint? There's no change to the building at all? It's just been reconfigured inside, internally? Is that
That,
correct?
That's correct.
The garage doors were removed, so you can enter into the space. There's not a garage for the handicap, I say handicap, for the ADA compliant units.
Yeah. But there's no change to the footprint, there's no change to the size, there's no change to.
That's
it's
correct.
just
What they
kind of a
did is add
reconfiguration.
handicapped parking in front of those units.
Yeah,
That caused, so they lost the garage, they lost those spaces, and then they added to the visitor parking to accommodate that, because the space in front of the door is now gonna be handicapped. In front of the, what was a door, and what was a space.
okay. I got it.
Can I get a motion to close the public hearing?
Make a motion to close the public hearing.
By Nancy, second.
Second.
Charlie,
Yep.
all in favor?
All right.
Aye.
Aye.
And we'll take this up now. I think we'll have voting members, would be myself, Charlie, Steve, Nancy, and Aaron. I don't really see any issues. I don't know if anyone else has concerns, and if I could make a motion, I would.
Brian, I'll make a motion to approve the minor modifications for 7 Gorham Street, and taking into consideration the letters being read into our meeting.
I'll second.
A second by Nancy. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Unanimous?
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair. Thank you very much, members of the board.
You're welcome. Stay safe.
Have a great day. Thanks, you as well.
I'm gonna get
They look
a new public hearing, which is
like in the
11 or
past, we
13.
usually click on them and bring it
Perfect.
up.
Thank
Like
you.
you can bring it up.
Our next hearing is a new public hearing. Daniel Ruggiero, 11 and 13 Third Street. He's seeking a variance under 195-9 conformity to seek relief from the floor area ratio for the construction and the front setback to build a farmer's porch and any other relief that may be deemed necessary. Hopefully, we can pull that up on the screen.
Is he here?
Is Daniel Ruggiero in attendance or on Zoom? Why don't you come up to the podium, sir, and you can tell us a little bit about what you'd like to do? I think they're gonna try to pull up the digital copy of your plan for the screen.
Does everybody have it?
I do have a copy of it, I think everybody might.
It shows the existing
Might be several copies in there.
garage and house, and also in red it shows the proposed.
Anybody pull anything out?
I can take a pass those down.
Tonight. You have a hard copy going.
Yeah, the links weren't,
I have a bigger copy if you want to pass this one around.
I'm comfortable with this.
Okay.
Does anyone like to see a bigger copy?
So we're 430 square feet over the 20% allowable for the lot size with the addition. of the
Okay.
garage and the addition to the kitchens. And then the farmer's porch encroaches the 20 feet frontage, which the house already does anyways. But it doesn't come out any further than the set of stairs that's there now.
So we're looking at that T-shaped is the set of stairs you have now?
On the front,
Yeah,
in red, well, I don't know if you have it in color.
I do not.
Okay, yeah, that 6-foot section on the front, it's a
And
two-family.
that'll be the
so-
farmer's porch going across 11 and 13.
Exactly, yeah.
Okay. And that 14 will reduce to 8, right?
Yeah, it shows 14 to the roadway, to the right-of-way. It's really, if you measure it, it's like 28 feet to the edge of the road because of the road, the right-of-way is so large there.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's not as close as it would seem by measurements, and it won't come out any further than the set of stairs that's already there for the front door. It'll be the same distance, it'll just go all the way across. And there's already a facade there too, over the top. We just plan on, making it the length of the house.
Wait, the frontage isn't at the 14, is the frontage is at the 14 feet?
Yeah.
But the road is actually out further?
Well, if you go by the certified plot plan, it's 14 feet.
Yeah.
But if you measure it to the edge of the grass, it's about 28 feet.
Why is it different?
I don't know.
Why is it different?
Well, there's a 5-foot right-of-way, right? Is
I was
there,
like,
is
I must be
there, is there
missing
usually there's usually a 5 or 6 foot right-of-way, I believe,
Oh.
right, that the town owns?
Is that right?
Yeah, but the right-of-way is an easement, so it's
Right.
not, it's still your property.
Exactly, yeah.
I'm not sure how that works.
So then it would still show on here though, wouldn't it? Like from the assessors,
Do you have the certified
the
plot plan also?
surveyors, like wouldn't the surveyor indicate that?
So,
It's surveyed as 14 feet. It appears more. I guess that's the best way to say it.
yeah, I understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
Where he's a pre-existing non-conforming, wouldn't he be able to apply for a special permit with this? Jose?
Well, he adding the 2 new garages, he will be more conforming than the existing garages now, because he's kind of pushing the garages.
He's creating a greater non-conformity.
Yeah.
And that requires a
With the-
variance, okay.
Yeah, with the existing garage. So with this being a corner lot, we have to go frontage both sides, 2 sides. So it kind of limits us a lot more than if we were a lot in the middle of the road,
Right.
but not with the square footage size.
Oh, because that's a street there, Gilwood Ave, I see. Yeah, so this is, it's not another driveway, it's an actual street.
I'm gonna look at the letters. What-
I live across the street at 10 3rd Street, and my daughter lives in half of this duplex.
You're in favor, I take it?
Yeah, absolutely.
I did see a letter here from an abutter, I'm not sure, maybe it was.
Yeah, I believe there's 3 of them there.
No, I just wanna look at it, you're right. Yeah. I just wanna look at it.
So I'm going to read the setbacks denial letter from the building inspector. Dear Mr. Ruggiero, please accept this letter as a denial to demolish a 24 by 20 garage and rebuilding it to a new 24 by 24 new dimensions garage to the left side of the house and building a new 24 by 24 garage on the right side of the house. Also enlarging the front farmer's porch, which did not meet the frontage. The denial is based on the FAR, which you are over 430 square feet per the calculations you provided on your preliminary drawings and a letter of intent. Even though the garages meet the minimum setback requirements, the building coverage exceeds the 20% allowed. You can appeal my decision to the ZBA within 30 days of receiving this notice. So what percentage are you over the 20%? 430 square feet
30
of
square
your
feet, I
whole
don't know what
lot?
the percentage is.
Oh, it says the lot area is 11,802.
Yep. And the proposed build is 2792.
So it's 11,802 divided by what?
430.
30% or something.
7. And 11, 20, so it's 7% over.
30 to 7.
So the new garage is it located, is there 2 garages?
There's one existing now on the left side.
It's shown on this plan.
Yeah, the blue, you don't have the color, but the one that's closer to the back lot line of 11 feet is the existing garage.
It's like behind
So
the
the
house.
proposed garage is actually further from the lot line. We're moving it 7 feet to
And
attach
that's
it to
not
the.
located on a plan that I have anyways. You have a plan that
I
shows?
have a color plan here if you want to
Yeah,
see
we can
it.
look at that. This doesn't show the second garage.
There's the existing in blue, and there's the proposed. So we're moving it further from lot line. It's non-conforming now, making it less non-conforming, if that's what you want to say. This one conforms frontage and side, the new one on the right side. And then the 4 feet of addition to the kitchen area. Right now it's a flat roof.
And this is a single story,
This will be a 2-story.
the 580 and 576, so 1150. You might, I don't know if anyone else wants to peek at that.
I'm sorry, so is this variance for just for the porch, because the garages have already been approved?
And the over.
It's for everything, for the garages and the porch.
Floor areas.
For some reason, I was thinking like the garages were already approved, but the porch was gonna put
I
it as
know,
part
it
of it.
is, man. There's a, like,
Yeah, the construction of,
And you've
yes,
gone to
yeah.
27.
11,802. We've gone 27. We tried to make it work with the kitchen. I mean, this only has 1 bathroom in it now, so.
Yeah,
me
yeah,
and my
I can
daughter,
appreciate it.
obviously, we have to keep another second bathroom in.
But the farmer's porch would be a further nonconformity to the front setback. The existing garage would be an improvement on the setback
And this
in
meets all
both
setbacks,
directions.
yeah.
Oh, and this does meet all setbacks, so
Yeah.
it's just the area, those are just
Exactly.
contributing to the, yeah. So what did we, you said it's 7%?
7% over.
7% over the allowable?
Did you submit that to the board?
I did.
What's the allowable?
You only got
So there, he's at
you only got a
27%.
black and white?
Yeah, the only thing I received was that,
Because
the
the
agenda that
DPW
I
asked me the
received.
same question, and I forwarded, oh, okay. I did submit that. Because DPW asked me the same question, I emailed her this.
I think this is just a locust. I mean, the plan he has is not stamped, so that's a bit of a,
I'm not sure he submitted the plan that he's proposing to do.
you don't have a certified, you don't have an engineer put that on paper.
No, I mean, we didn't want to go through all that and pay for a set of plans, but we do have a certified plot plan.
You know, I can honestly tell you, I'd like to take a look, and I didn't get an opportunity to. So I'm gonna suggest we put this back another month and allow you time to get a plan that's gonna show accurately the existing, the new garage and the proposed garage on a plan.
The existing garage is on the certified plot plan.
Right, but your change to it is not. We don't, what I have in front of me here that's stamped doesn't have your kitchen, doesn't have your garage.
Right, the addition to the
Doesn't have the
kitchen.
new garage and doesn't have the front porch. I'd kinda like to see that done by an engineer.
Okay.
I kinda need it, you know? We can't approve it without it, so, 'cause we don't know what we're doing. And that would give, I think, the board an opportunity to drive by and look at the property as well. It's a lot to put on a property, I just wanna see what the neighborhood looks like, and we can go through the process and read the letters that are here too, and speed that up a little. The engineering division for 11 and 13 Third Street has notes. A site plan where the professional land surveyor stamped plan is required. Erosion control devices must retain the sediment on site. These must be installed prior to any work or demolition. The proposed addition may be over the existing sewer service. Applicant must contact the DPW Sewer Division to coordinate any necessary permits or actions to preserve or alter the sewer service. If the driveway configuration is changing, contact the DPW Highway Division to determine if a road opening permit is needed. That is Christine Papadopoulos. I have a letter from the Chelmsford Fire Department to the Zoning Board of Appeals regarding 11 and 13 Third Street, addition/two-family. Dear members of the board, the office has reviewed the proposal for the addition at 11 and 13 Third Street and finds the following. The entire building and existing new construction shall be equipped with life safety systems as required by 780 CMR 51 standard for new construction at the time of application for a building permit. The home shall have hardwired, interconnected smoke, carbon monoxide, and heat detectors in all required locations. The applicant shall upload a plan showing all life safety devices to their building permit application. The applicant shall make the application to the Town of Chelmsford E911 Committee for addresses through its coordinator, Town Clerk Tricia Juez. This office would approve of this addition with these conditions. I ask that the board make this letter part of their approval process. Respectfully submitted, Danielle Kostafis, Captain, Chelmsford Fire Department. I have a letter from the Board of Health with no comments. That is the end of the town letters. I thought I saw a letter from a neighbor. Maybe not. I did, I'm not seeing it anymore. Were there any letters from your neighbors, do you know?
Yeah, there was 3 of them. We brought in earlier. Today.
I thought I saw them.
There's some paperwork under your phone there, underneath that letter.
Yeah, that looks like we met too long.
This is
Oh, I went under.
regarding Coolidge Street. Agenda. Minutes. Today's letter.
Do you have copies? Oh, only these.
We'll
The
talk
letter I
around,
saw actually was your letter to the building inspector. I'm sure those letters are there. Do you have copies of them by any chance?
We only have one email here that, from someone on Gilwood.
If we're continuing,
copies
we'll
we
track them
dropped.
down for the next meeting.
Yeah, okay, we'll just make sure that we remember that we haven't read all the letters, just the town letters. At this time, is there anyone in the audience that would like to speak in favor or opposition to this application? I know it's a little out of turn, but I don't want you to not be able to attend the next one if you'd like to speak. If there's anyone on Zoom that would like to speak? Seeing none, I think I'd entertain a motion to continue the public hearing until
February 3rd.
February 3rd, 2022. If you can believe that.
I'll make a motion to continue 11 and 13 3rd Street to February 3rd, 2022.
I'll second the motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
So your homework, if you will, is to get a certified stamp plan of your proposed. It wouldn't be certified, it would just be a plan from an engineer showing where it's gonna go on the lot, the setbacks, the actual size. And I'm gonna ask the board, if possible, to go by 3rd Street and see what's there, just to get a visual. I don't think we need to do a site walk with all the headaches we're having with COVID and everything, but we could go by and visually see it. I'd like to anyways, if you can, that'd be great.
Yeah, we've done, I did a site walk with Jose, before applying
Okay.
for the building permit, but I don't know if he has anything input.
No, not at this moment.
Hey, Brian, I'd just like to ask you, when was the last time we had a floor area ratio problem?
A lot of them disappeared once we approved the 100% increase by right. When a lot of people were taking ranches and they wanted to put a second floor on them, they had to come to the Board of Appeals. We made a change at the
Right.
town meeting and corrected that. So I don't think we've honestly seen one since then.
Okay,
There's a lot of area here on a smaller lot, so I
Yeah.
think it bears looking at.
right.
But yeah, I don't remember the last one. It's probably a couple of years.
I mean, the house was built before there was any planning, zoning,
Yeah, yeah.
late 1800s.
We'll figure it out.
All right, thank you.
Here they are.
Found the letters. I will put them in the file and read them for the next one. Let me just write a note on that pink slip there.
Should be plans on the file for the next one.
Our next hearing is Audrey Dumanian, 55 Woodbine Street. I hope I got that right.
That's correct, thank you.
55 Woodbine Street for a variance under 195 nonconformity to acquire ownership of a driveway in front of 55 Woodbine Street and any other relief that may be deemed necessary. It would seem you should be able to get a driveway in front of your home,
It would be
so
nice.
I have not heard of such a thing. Maybe you can explain what,
Well, we've owned the property for over 60 years, and it turns out, I actually gave a letter, I don't know if you want to read that in, it's 2 paragraphs. But it turns out.
do I have a copy of it here?
You
I'll be glad
should.
to read it in.
Okay. I don't know if it's faster to read it in, or maybe it's going into you. I did give it, do you want my copy? You can have it.
Thank you. Saving trouble finding it. I'm gonna just pass these out here. Okay, so this is from Mr. and Mrs. Andrew Dumanian.
No, it's
Dear,
my brothers and I.
oh, your
own-
brother, I'm
Yes,
sorry, I
I have
apologize.
two
I
brothers
assumed.
and
My bad.
and we inherited the property, and it's been in our family for over 60 years.
Okay. You and your brother
Brothers.
own the property at 55 Woodbine Street. We are interested in acquiring ownership of small parcel of land, 1,212 square feet in area, denoted as Parcel A in the plan we submitted to the Community Development Office on December 9th, 2021. A parcel abuts 55 Woodbine, and it belongs to the property at 53 Woodbine, which is owned by Mr. Stephen Bulgarian, our uncle. We recently learned that the driveway to our 55 Woodbine Street home is contained in Parcel A. The taking of Parcel A for ownership was graciously offered to us by Stephen T. Bulgarian. We would like to combine Parcel A from 53 Woodbine with our property at 55 Woodbine. Both 53 and 55 Woodbine properties are located in the RB zoning district and are pre-existing non-conforming. The ownership of Parcel A would be beneficial since it would provide us with 31.7 square feet of frontage on Woodbine Street after the completion of the Woodbine Street extension. Note, without Parcel A, we'll have 0 square feet of frontage. However, the lot area size for 53 Woodbine would change from 13,280 square feet to 12,051 square feet, and its frontage would change from 138.5 square feet to 106.81 square feet. We are seeking a variance for 53 and 55 Woodbine Street properties under 95 nonconformity. We are interested in zoning relief in the minimum lot area and frontage, and any other relief deemed necessary. The size and shape of the lots of this area provides a hardship. Finally, acquiring Parcel A will not impact or change the landscape of the neighborhood. Thank you for consideration in this matter. So if anyone in the audience would like to look at a plan and see this, we usually are able to put them on the screen. We are not. Stephen, do you want me to text you a picture of this?
Yes, please.
This time I'll remember to hit send.
Well, is it in the attachment? She
there
said
is
that she
a-
submitted an electronic
There's
copy.
an electronic copy. I don't know if it's
It's
available.
on the electronic email that Colleen sent out on, I sent it out on January 4th, 12:48. It's a Word
Are you able
agenda.
to get that email, Steve?
Yeah, I have that email. I have the Word document open.
There should be a link on that document, Evan is saying.
Yep.
I did send that
Oh,
along anyway.
for this particular hearing, the plan is not included in the,
Yeah, it wasn't on.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
Okay. Well, I did bring a copy. If I have 2 more copies if anyone wants it. We're interested in acquiring this small triangular region right here. It's 12 square feet, and combining it with our property here on 55 Woodbine.
And that would create that 56 feet of frontage for your home.
No, it's 31.7.
Oh, I see,
square
I see,
feet of
yep, on the
frontage.
roadway, yep.
Right here.
But do we
This is not
even-
frontage on the end of a road. We don't get frontage there. The only way we would get frontage is in that little section there.
This came before us for this
Yes.
arrangement too. I remember it was
Right,
very hard to
my
get through.
uncle, Stephen Bulgarian, came before your board, and you approved the variances for his subdivision and extension of this Woodbine Street in the last few years. I did provide a footnote with those
Yeah, no, I
approvals.
remember it vaguely, honestly. It was a bit of a
So-
challenge.
Right, and he's very generously offered us this parcel that contains our driveway. And our entire family didn't know that, this was the actual boundary line here. And we had, over 60 years, we thought the driveway was part of 55.
Right, right.
But can't it just be done by a deed with your uncle conveying that parcel of land to you and record that without relief needed from us, right?
But we're
I,
changing.
well,
we
originally, when I came to
They
the,
don't have enough, why do we need to give relief?
there should be an approval not required. That's what I was told originally, to just move the boundary line. But then I was advised that we needed variances, so,
I don't
Because
know
they're
the
essentially
answer.
splitting the lot maybe before it's
The
legally
driveway is there,
transferred?
isn't
Is
it?
it like a
it's
split?
there.
Yeah, I
Here's
saw it in a picture.
Here's a picture of it if
Yeah.
you'd like to see it.
I saw that online today.
Okay.
But you're essentially
How long has
splitting
the
this
driveway
lot,
been
like you're
there?
chunking this piece off so that it can be sold over
It's been
this
there
lot,
since
right?
the-
So I guess they need
Right.
Okay.
approval for us to do
So-
that before they can
Wouldn't that
legally
be adverse? You could do an adverse
hand it
possession
over to.
point? I mean, it's,
to
if it's
them.
been there for over 20 years, it's, you know, that, I mean, I'm no attorney, I don't want to speak like one, but I know that's, we had this thing going on in the neighborhood and it was very similar.
If nothing is changing, and here's 53, and here's 55, and here's the driveway, if you'd like to see it.
Literally, nothing is gonna change. It's
No,
what's
we're
there
not
now.
building anything, we just would like to acquire that small parcel, which is 12 square feet, that contains the driveway.
Well, I think to go from 0 frontage to 31.70 is certainly an improvement of Lot 2A, and I don't see losing 31 feet on 137-foot frontage, bringing it down to 106 as being extremely detrimental.
Well, do they not have frontage on Delgarian Terrace? Is this not considered frontage? over
It is
here?
not.
There's not, no, it's not frontage at the end of a road, you never have frontage. Only if the road went sideways, then you get frontage. We also learned that
But
during
like
the
this
last few
doesn't-
years.
Like Delgarian
I
Terrace. is
remember
different, right?
doing this, and it
Yes,
was
I know,
quite
I-
challenging.
It was a
That's the
lot
end
of
of
work
the
on
Bulgarian
behalf
Terrace,
of
too.
my
It's the end of
uncle
both roads.
to do this all.
Yeah, no, I remember we had multiple meetings, and it was,
Yes,
I'm sure an investment to get it done as
Right.
well.
I mean, is this not frontage? This part over here? That's on Delgarian Terrace?
So from north 59, 56, that's not frontage because Delgarian Terrace is not considered a road.
Oh,
It's
okay.
a private
Yeah.
way.
Woodbine Street is, but it's not a legal
They're at the
road.
end of it, yeah.
And then the end of it, oddly, is not considered frontage either, the end of Woodbine Street.
Yeah.
So they have literally 0 frontage.
Right. The direct abutters, by the way, are, my uncle is on 2 sides. We have the back, and Market Basket is on 1 side.
The Moolis's are gonna be too upset about it.
So nothing is changing in the neighborhood.
I don't think there's anything really to discuss, either it's okay or it's not.
I mean, I think the only thing to consider would be that the frontage on number 53 would then be non-conforming
Well, it is non-conforming.
They're
on,
both,
on number 53.
At 137, it's not 150. So it's a pre-existing
Oh, I
non-conforming.
thought minimum frontage was 125.
It does shrink, there's no doubt it changes.
No, but minimum frontage is 125, right?
On an
it's
RC?
150, I think.
RC is
It's
125.
150?
125 RC.
We're in RB.
Oh, RB is 150.
I'd like to see what the fireman says, because I don't see how the fire trucks turn around.
They're on the road.
We discussed that
Wh-
previously. That's,
Like, would be so
That
it
was
is
addressed.
125 or it's 150? Did anybody ask that?
I do not have a letter from the fire department yet.
they said no comments on fire and no comments on engineering.
I'll be able to read those in. So nothing changes at all.
I'm sorry, Brian, I know the question was asked, but why is this a variance?
It's a variance because you created Lot 53. Lot 53, the zoning board created via variance. There's nothing conforming about lot 53. And upon your granting of the variance, a new house was constructed on 53,
No,
correct?
nothing's been created. It's the exact same house, property, nothing has
That's
changed.
the property further to the left, that was a new lot that was created?
Oh,
I think there was like a
The
ton of
lot line was
houses
moved
on
on
multiple
53.
same lots, right?
Yes,
that one?
right. So 53 already has a variance. The lot to the left of 53, or to the right, as you're looking at it from Woodbine, was a brand-new lot that had a new house built on it,
no,
correct?
it hasn't, no, everything is the same,
Oh.
nothing has
There's,
changed.
a new lot was created on Woodbine.
But it has not been built at this point.
Nothing has been built. He
Okay.
only moved 2 lot lines.
When this was in front of you,
Yes.
the zoning board created a new non-conforming lot via variance.
Was that when there
50
was two
53 was
houses on
included
one
in
lot?
that? So because 53 has a variance from the zoning board on it now,
Were there
it's
two
taking
houses
away
on one
lot area and frontage.
before?
That's across the street. That doesn't have anything to do
That's
with.
not
Well, that
us.
was over here. I can show you the plan if you want to
I'm
see it. I
just,
have
why
it
did
with
we
me.
do a variance to create the lot?
That was already approved, though. You subdivided 2 lots on Delgarian Terrace, and you moved 2 lot lines. One was for 53, and one was for the lot next to it.
Bonitato?
No, that's not it. I can give you the plan.
Both of these were pre-existing homes when we made the change. It was a really, I wish I remembered the whole deal.
I thought there was 2 houses on one lot, and we had to like change all the lots, but you're saying no. So I don't know why we did a variance to do this.
Oh, no, no.
This was an old lot line, and it moved over there, and that's an old lot line, it moved over, or wait a minute, let me see.
Yeah, this is the old lot line here, and it moved this way to the new lot line.
Correct.
But what you'd like to do is take that old lot line and come almost back to where it was originally.
No, we're here at 55 Woodbine. We
Oh,
want
this
to
is
get this little
Woodbine.
triangle here. This
Okay,
is
okay,
Woodbine
okay.
Street.
Honestly, I don't know why I just want to remember what we,
Do you know why we did that?
You created variances to facilitate the finishing of a roadway.
Why am I looking in
Actually, what happened
that was right.
my
That was
uncle-
Yes, yes.
Probably knew this better than I
The
did.
driveway at 53, which is owned by my uncle, was also, had to be moved, otherwise it wouldn't belong to that house.
But all that's in front of the board tonight is it's a family exchange of land. That's it.
Thank you. Yeah, this is.
I'm just confused
Consider
why
it
it
a
came
friendly
before us.
variance. That's the only legal means to get it done under zoning.
Why was the last one was R2?
There are 2 non-conforming lots,
Last one was
and we just want to, I believe, move the line from our property over to this triangle, to absorb that little triangle.
At which point you would gain frontage and,
Yes.
And where the driveway is now?
yeah. So there's
Yes.
no, they're not adding a driveway, they're just,
Right.
taking legal possession.
This is the driveway, it's like a little triangle, which is in 53's lot.
Fixing a family problem.
Yeah.
Sorry, yeah.
Yeah. But nothing's changing on the ground.
No.
You got
No,
two
nothing is
family members who want to
changing.
exchange some land because it
Right.
has a driveway on it.
Nice, what's up? I'm good.
Anyone else want to take a peek?
But we still have a requirement for a hardship because it's a variance.
Correct. I mean, the hardship of no frontage is
Yeah.
certainly lot shape, and you can argue it's a hardship, so that's an option. I do have 2 letters regarding 55 Woodburn Street. The engineering has no comments, and the fire department has no comments. So they're okay with it. Because again, there is no change to the existing. It's just a legal change on paper. there any other questions from the board?
I have a couple. Do you have all the water and all the sewer in yet, or, and is the road done?
No, that's in progress.
In
It's-
progress?
Yes. Well, it's winter right now, but they're working on that.
But that's a separate project.
I understand. I know.
Yeah, all right. I mean, your house has water, sewer.
Oh, yeah, we
Yeah.
do. We do. Oh, I'm sorry, we do not have sewer yet.
Okay.
They're working on that, but we have water to our house.
The extension is a totally separate project. Your variances happen to facilitate getting that work done.
Okay. Any other further questions at this time from the board? Seeing none, is there anyone in the audience that'd like to speak in favor or opposition to this application? Seeing none, is there anyone on Zoom who would like to speak in favor or opposition to this application? Seeing none, I could get a motion to close the public hearing.
I'll make a motion to close the public hearing.
Second?
Second.
Nancy, all in favor?
Aye, second.
Aye.
Sure.
Aye.
Steve seconds. So I can tell you from the last time we went through this process, it was very difficult to find out how to do it so everyone won. And I think one of the biggest problems we faced was the fact that 55 had no frontage. Adding 31 feet of frontage seems to be an improvement to that lot. Reducing 53 by 31 feet does not seem to be detrimental. The driveway is there now, it has been there for a long period of time, so physically, nothing would be changing. I don't know if we can hang our hat on the hardship being.
What's the deal with Bulgarian Terrace? I mean, does that have the potential to, it's a private way, does that have potential to be a public way
I think there's
at some
two
point?
houses that could be built on that, or have been even.
There's just one house on Bulgarian Terrace right now.
I mean, as far as the street goes, does
Will-
that have
It
potential
will
to?
never be public.
No,
Too
it won't.
substandard.
And I don't think that 55, this is a better example for you, Aaron, that actually abuts Bulgarian Terrace. There's a space to,
Oh, yeah. I see what you're saying. Well, it was looking at that.
Here's 55.
Yeah.
so this is her lot line now.
And
But
this
this
the
is
street.
Bulgarian Terrace, but this space in the middle is not her property.
Oh, that's just an
something?
easement? Oh, this is an easement.
Yeah, I mean, someone owns this in some fashion, but she does not abut Bulgarian Terrace.
So even if it ever were to become a public way of
It's
any
still-
kind,
yeah,
it still
she-
wouldn't abut it.
Yeah.
She wouldn't have frontage on two sides. She would still only have frontage here if we were to approve
Right,
this.
she'd go from zero frontage to, I mean, at least it's frontage. It's definitely improvement, I believe, to give her some frontage, and I don't think we're doing any real harm to reduce 53s.
No, the only thing is you're just reducing the lot size a little bit. But
We are. What percentage would that be?
And you're reducing 53's frontage, but if it's already non-conforming, it doesn't really, yeah, maybe it doesn't make any difference.
I don't know if they actually have a size on parcel A.
not
It's
really.
12 square feet, I'm sorry, for
What was the total?
1,212 square feet.
I was like, it's, I mean, it's like 0.8% of the lot size and reduction. They have 12,000 feet. Like you said, either to add the frontage or not. I don't know what the board feels about it. I can do that in the form of a motion and see what happens.
I will do a motion to approve the variance for 55 Woodbine Street to approve the minimum lot area frontage to allow the acquisition of the driveway.
I'll second.
Second by Evan. All in favor?
Aye.
2, 3, 4, and Steve.
Steve.
No.
No.
He votes nay.
Nay.
So are we held to a supermajority here?
It was 4-1, right?
Yeah,
You passed.
it passed.
You just, yep.
Good luck with it. Very complicated. Al, you'll help her with her travel on it. All right. Our next hearing is Push Muscular Restoration LLC, looking for a special permit under 195, Attachment 1, to run a business with massage and any other relief that may be deemed necessary. Good evening.
Hi. I tell you a little bit about myself and for the special permit.
Yes, that would be
Okay, okay.
terrific.
Well, my name is Tao Lan, and I am a deep tissue specialist. I work with athletes and people with chronic pain issues, muscular chronic pain issues. So it's not the regular relaxation massages that you'll see at regular massage places or spas. This is more targeted and specialized work. So I've been in business now in Westford for 3 years in a wellness center, and we're outgrowing this space. So we're looking to come here to Chelmsford and make it a hub of healing for athletes. So we're looking for a special permit so that we can be approved for our business certificate, so we can open up shop.
Okay, I just want to get a letter here. So this is from the building commissioner, and I think it was an email exchange that you had, and he asked you for your physical therapy license,
Right,
which I understand you do not intend to have as part of your job,
right,
and you do not have at this point, or none of your employees does as well.
right.
Which
We're
I understand your
strictly-
point, and I think you're still within right. I think he wanted to make note of it, so that if you had it, it would be not a massage as much as a physical therapy. Which it sounds like you're somewhere in the middle of the two.
Yes.
Okay. I will read this in. It clarifies a couple things, hopefully. Hello, Jose. We do not offer physical therapy in our practice. We are strictly massage therapy, but it's considered deep tissue sports massage. We work on athletes and people with chronic muscular pain, issues from possibly a frozen shoulder. Football players, marathon runners do not do well with the lighter massages made for relaxation and stress reduction. They need a deeper, more skilled session to break up the knots so they can continue to train hard. Thank you for working on this. I appreciate your time and effort you've been putting in to understand my business. I'm happy to come in and explain more about what we do, but we are strictly massage, and there will and never will be any physical therapist on staff. Best, Theo Lachlan. So that's a fair description of what the plan is. Are there any questions from the board regarding this? Seeing none, I'll open it up to the audience. Is there anyone out there who would like to speak in favor or opposition to?
Hi, my name is Lisa Caminides. I'm a resident of Chelmsford for,
Can I ask you to approach the podium just so you can be on the audio?
so I'm a resident of Chelmsford. My name is Lisa Caminides. Been in Chelmsford for 27 years. Have been massaging with Tao for probably 3 years that she's been there. And also a school nurse. And I have scoliosis, which the deep tissue massage helps immensely with that. So I've been to many, many different massage therapists. I've tried the lighter, the little bit more firm massage, but a massage after Tao is wonderful for my scoliosis. So I just wanted to say that, and that I hope you'll grant her. It'll make my commute less easier. I mean, less longer. So, thank you for allowing me to speak on her behalf.
Thank you. Is there anyone else who would like to speak this evening, or anyone on Zoom? Seeing none, entertain a motion to close the public hearing?
Well, I just want to ask one question, Brian. Jose, do you think they need a license to run this? Is that it?
I don't have jurisdiction over the licenses, but based on what they presented in the district and the description of massage by the bylaws, it was tough, but I had to deny them the business certificate signature.
Okay, so you'd feel better with a license, I'm taking it.
If they have presented, there are some exceptions in the bylaw. Somebody with I believe it's a sport therapist. According to the letter of intent, that's what I was understanding, but then you got a little mix, and I wasn't sure if it was sport therapist or massage therapist, or if they have provided another business license, I wouldn't have any issue signing the business certificate.
Okay.
May I list everything under deep tissue sports muscular therapy, so it's sports massage therapy. Because it's for athletes.
Can someone
Next
direct me
question,
to the
that?
applicable chapter here?
It falls under our definition of massage, but the state doesn't grant a license for your particular type of massage, correct?
No, it falls under massage. I
This-
have a massage license.
Oh, wait.
Okay, so in Chelmsford, massage requires a special permit, unless you have a
Physical
therapy,
therapy
a
license.
physical therapy license. If she walked into Jose's office, it was a physical therapy massage license,
Okay.
the way the zoning bylaw is written is that Jose could issue the CO by right, not even come to the zoning board.
Okay.
But she would need a license.
And any massage therapist has to apply to the Board of Appeals for permission. We've approved quite a few of them.
Yeah, okay.
Frankly, without as much trouble as this, so they're, a relaxation massage, which should be, licensed.
What's the process to kind of, like, do they look at their marketing materials to ensure that they're not marketing themselves as physical therapy, or? I mean, I don't know what your process is, how you kind of
Well,
determine.
she's not a physical
business
therapist, so
plan?
she cannot say she is.
Yeah,
So then you need a definition, and I think the closest definition is massage.
yeah.
So that would be required, the Board of Appeals would approve any massage license that comes before it, goes to the Board of Appeals, any massage.
And her special permit would only be issued for a massage service establishment. So that if she were operating out of the,
We would be issuing permission to massage.
yeah.
Her definition of massage is not a relaxation massage,
Yeah,
it's
It's a little,
very
yeah, it's a
typical,
little
it's just
different.
a sports massage. But at the end of the day, it's a massage, so we would need to approve it, which we've done many, many times with many massage offices. Any other
I'll
questions?
make a motion to close the public hearing.
I'll second.
Second by Nancy, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right.
Thank you, everyone.
Okay.
Oh, a lot like a motion, Steve.
Yeah, let me get my Word window up. I will make a motion to approve the special permit under 195, so it says attachment 1 for the Push Muscular Restoration LLC to run their massage therapy. Yeah, massage therapy, approve their special permit for their massage therapy business.
I like the second wrap, Brian.
A second by Charlie, all in favor?
Aye.
All right.
It's unanimous. Good luck with it.
Thank you.
I will sign it tomorrow, okay?
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Okay, our next hearing is D. Santos, 8 Coolidge Street, for a special permit under 195, 6.1, limited accessory apartment, and any other relief that may be deemed necessary. Someone here to speak. Good evening.
I'm sorry, I didn't know I was gonna come to a pole to talk to you guys. I'm not even properly dressed. So my name is Daniela Santos, and I lived at Coolidge Street for about almost 16 years there. And so we have a very tiny house. I don't know who here is familiar with the area, but it's a very, very tiny house. And I have 2 children, and we were blessed many years ago with 2 other children that I work in a child care center, and unfortunately the state went to take those kids, and I was able to take them home with me. So we only had 3 bedrooms in our house, and with 4 kids, 3 girls and a boy. 3 girls share a room. My boy has his own room, but my little one, she has autism and fetal alcohol syndrome, so she has some kind of issues. And it was very hard for my teenager girl to be with her in the same room. So our barn, is a livable area. And I'm sorry, I didn't send, I could have sent more paperwork for you guys. I guess I didn't plan on that. But it was always been a livable area where we had our parties there, or, any type of social interaction, because the house is so little. When we had people over or anything like that, would be in the barn. So, long time ago, when my son was about 13, almost 14 years old, because of the situation in the house, so little with the kids and my girl, he asked to be in the barn, to live there. And I didn't know, I guess we didn't know until recently that we actually had to have a special permission for that. So I apologize that we didn't know that. And I'm sorry, I kind of lost my train of thought here.
That's okay.
So he's been there for a long time. So it's an area that if I'm not mistaken, we should have about 8 people that live on the same street, 8 the houses that live on the same street. And we honestly didn't even get to know much of our neighbors there, because when we moved in, the police was always called for us when we had barbecues or when my husband was building the house. So we had we didn't have a chance to really make any friendship with the neighbors there, besides only a neighbor that was across the street with us. And then that's the only person that pretty much we knew at the place. So we had, I guess somebody made a call to the town, and we got, you guys came over and told us that was illegal, they couldn't be like that. So we came, we talked to the building inspector, to Jose, and he went there with the fire department just to check the place out, to make sure everything was safe. And now I'm here to ask you guys to let my son continue to live there. He does live there with his friend. He's a good friend of him. And his friend moved in with him, I would say it was July. And I believe it was an issue with the neighbor, because we are actually buying another property, and the people that are going to stay in the house, they end up staying upstairs in a barn for, I would say, 3 weeks to 4 weeks or so. But if you go there, you're going to see that it's empty up there, and they're actually in the house there.
So the barn at this point is empty. There's no one living in it.
Well, my son lives there with his friend.
And you're hoping to make the barn area
To make it, to let them
the
be livable
limited
there.
accessory apartment?
Correct.
One of the requirements, I think, is that it has to be connected. Is that not correct, Horace?
We have family members too, right?
But I think family member would qualify.
But it's a
That's my
friend.
son.
Or it's a friend?
No, it's my son that lives there.
That wouldn't be allowed as a limited accessory apartment. The friend, but your son would be a consideration, but the unit itself has to be attached to the home.
Yeah, it's a big barn. I don't know if you guys are familiar with the area. The barn is actually bigger than the house, and it's on the other side of the driveway, so it would make it, it will really change, like if we're looking at, in order to change the view of the street, because if you look, it's not considered a two-dwell, it's not 2 houses. It's just a barn and the house.
Is there a kitchen and a bathroom and
They have a little bathroom there. Yeah, that's,
do they pay rent?
no, of course not. It's my son.
That's a picture of the interior space.
Well, that was a picture like from a long time ago, just to show that,
That doesn't really.
sorry,
The
that he
wine
had the
looks
wine. I
lovely.
know, he was showing me what he was watching on TV. I don't have pictures from before because our computer crashed. And those are the last pictures, I guess, we had like on the, I think one of them is actually from Facebook when I got a Facebook
Is
page.
this it here that I have?
Yes.
Okay. There's a good street view of it, so if you can see the street view, if you want to see it.
This part on the right.
Probably if you want to look at this.
Oh,
I
it's
don't
not
know.
there
You're
anymore?
looking at that.
I like this right here.
Okay.
Oh, so this is there. This is like a part of the building.
Yeah.
This is weird.
Brian, can I just get
Maybe
some
she's
clarity?
Just letting her kid
Yes,
and his
please.
son live in
So,
I didn't understand why they should
Jose, I
do
apologize for not knowing the answer here.
No, that's okay.
What's the status of the barn? Did it receive a building permit to do work? If so, what kind of work?
Evan, no. So I just want to say a little bit how I got to this address. On October 14, around 12:30, Lieutenant Spence from the Chelmsford Police Department asked me to assist on this matter because somebody complained of a possible 2 illegal apartments at this address. And at arrival, one of the tenants was there, and I introduced myself, we introduced ourselves, and the tenant confirmed that she lives on the second floor and that the applicant's son live on the first floor. We decided to, I left my business card for the owner to call me, which he did, and after that, I made an appointment with Fire Chief Gary Ryan and Lieutenant Ryan Hull, and we went back on October 18 at 11 a.m. and they allow us entry, which we confirmed that there were 2 apartments, one on top, one on bottom. I came back to the building department and I looked into the file to see if there were any permits pulled to create the spaces, and there were no building permits at all, or electrical permits or plumbing permits. So unfortunately, these units were created illegally.
Oh, boy.
Do we know when they were created?
I cannot tell you that. I could go I can find out based on the GIS maps by the years. I could
Like
go
if
back
it
a
was the
couple of years.
current owners
Yeah.
or the previous owners or?
If you look at the picture, those pictures are from what, 2013?
It's been there for quite a while. That's 9 years.
I mean, so were they always apartments up there,
Well,
or
it's
did you
not-
guys do?
Well, the kids, it's a playroom that, you can turn into an apartment because it has a little kitchen, it has the bathroom, like
The
a little
kitchen and the
bathroom
bathroom were
there.
there when you
Yeah,
purchased the property?
Yes, yes.
Like, how long have you owned the property?
We were there for 16 years almost.
And both of those, there's 2 kitchens and 2 bathrooms?
The kitchen, the downstairs he did put it up, stuff on the downstairs, because we had a kennel, and we had, that was the area that we did the dogs. He is a dog show. He has dogs that he shows, and he would, bait the dogs and do stuff. So with the kitchen downstairs, he just, make sure to put like a counter and stuff that he needed to put for the kids to be
But
there.
you had the plumbing and stuff there already?
Yes.
Yeah. So the upstairs has its own kitchen and its own
It's
bathroom?
not, no, it's not a kitchen. It's just an open space that has an island with it's like a little, I should have taken pictures for you, an island with a sink. It's not like a full kitchen.
Is there a stove or a cooktop?
Oh, he did put it there because the people there renting the house he didn't have a place to go, so they were there for like a month and a half.
I mean, by definition, if you have a stove, it's a kitchen.
And he did tell Jose that he would take it out. If you needed to take it out, he would take it out. That wouldn't be an issue. But he said to wait and see. It was put there just because of the purpose of them. They didn't have a place to go and they were going to stay in the house. So we just let them stay there for, I think it was a month and a half that they stayed there. And we even told them that we just needed, I think it was 2 or 3 weeks to finish the other place so we could get out, so they can move to the house.
I'm just trying to figure out if there's two separate apartments. Like you would say there's two separate apartments. There's two separate living areas,
Right.
2 separate bathrooms, 2 separate kitchens.
Right. So what happened was the tenant so the applicants live at 8, which is the house to the left. The tenant on the second floor moved to the main address, 8 Coolidge, and the son's still on the first floor.
So yeah, upstairs is empty.
And when you say tenant, does it make a difference if they're paying rent? I mean, from an LLA
Well, it has to
perspective,
be
like-
related.
You can't
know
have a
that it would or
tenant, you
wouldn't.
can't
I think
have a
that's just-
tenant, a non-family member in an LLA.
Yeah, if
Has
it's a
to be a
non-family
family
member,
member.
regardless of whether they're paying, it's, yeah,
It doesn't matter if they're paying or not.
yeah.
And a lot of times that's just a little muddied anyway, so
Well, yeah, it's a little,
But,
it's not something we need to I don't think, get
I
involved
mean,
in.
it's not connected either, so.
So
Can't
do,
even
Right,
meet the
it's not,
initial
it's not connected, which is a big problem.
do we have confirmation that these are dwelling units? I mean, Jose, have you been inside there?
Yeah. Yeah, they're dwelling units, they're apartments.
They meet your standard of a dwelling unit?
Yeah.
We just don't know if they were created legally or not.
Based on
There's
what
no
we-
building permit.
But that was checked, there is no building permit. So just hypothetically, if the board were to somehow figure out a way to approve the issuance of an LLA, would that trigger code upgrades? And if so, what kinds?
Well, they will have to apply for a building permit. I will have to consult with Chief Ryan to see how we're gonna handle it, because these walls were closed, insulation were installed, framing was done. These walls are concealed, so we don't know the quality of work that is behind the wall, so,
Would it trigger sprinklers?
No.
Okay.
no,
There would be hardwired smoke detectors, carbon monoxide and heat detectors. The framing would have to be inspected, the electrical would have to be inspected, the plumbing would have to be inspected.
So the reason I asked that is, is that something you're prepared to do? Do you
No.
understand the cost associated with all of that?
Yes, I guess, absolutely. And one thing is, like my husband had asked, if he needed to take the stuff from upstairs, like you can go there and you're gonna see that's nobody there. We can, if that is causing to be like a 2 apartment, we absolutely would take it out. That was put there temporarily for the people that were there, and he was going to take it, but then he asked him to wait. So that's why
Take what out?
the stove that was put there, so the people that were living there temporarily.
So that it wouldn't meet the definition of a dwelling unit? Is that
no, on October 15, I sent them a letter, which is the day after Chief Ryan and Captain Hull, after we went over, once we were there and we confirmed that indeed there were apartments, our job is to really make sure that people are safe, and we ordered the tenants to be removed immediately. I check on weekly basis, and that didn't happen until I believe 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago.
No,
where-
I think there was 3 weeks only after we had that conversation that we went there. We're out and the people moved to the other side.
But there's still a tenant on the first floor, on the first apartment.
her son.
Yeah, that's my son.
Can I ask how old her son, can I ask? How old is your
He's
son?
20.
He's 20,
Yeah, he really wants,
18-year-old.
if he could buy the house, he would buy. He just loves the house so much. Honestly, myself, I could care less. I will sell it and just be done, because not really good experience. But he just loves the house dearly, and he wants to buy it out one day.
I mean, I think the big concern I'm seeing is that it's not connected, and we've never granted an LLA that's not. I think that would be a precedent that would be problematic down the road to do that. So I would not be in favor of it. It is a board. And the concerns aside from the inspection is the building inspector. We're not gonna worry about that. It's not our purview. We just are looking at the LLA. But I would have a hard time supporting a freestanding LLA, because we've never done one, for fairly obvious reasons. I think it would be hard for me to get on board with that at this point.
So we would have to somehow connect the house to the barn?
Correct, in some fashion, and there are some alternatives there, but that would be very important to me that they were connected.
Sure,
You just don't want to have a series of smaller homes on lots.
of course.
So
These
it's,
are like existing,
pardon?
but I know, but they're existing. But if we can't approve an LLA, then they essentially have this barn sitting on their property that they can.
Well, no, they can make that a family room or any type of structure that's not a second home. They're allowed to use the property as they see fit. It's just that they can't have,
Their son could live there, but
An
he couldn't have a
apartment there.
kitchen
You-
and a
you-
bathroom.
You can't,
Live there.
anybody can live there, meaning sleep there. You just can't have a bathing, sleeping, and cooking facilities that are independent. That's a dwelling unit.
So we'll have to connect the barn to the house.
Yeah, and again, if you're gonna pursue that, just editorially, I would understand the costs associated with that. We're not talking about putting like a deck connecting the house. Talking about an interior connection. That means you gotta open up both structures.
Yeah.
and the structure itself. Again, the issues that Jose has with that are not our concern. We're not gonna worry about that. But I think if you were to get that suitable, you'd have to pay close attention to how to get that inspected and up to code so that the building is considered safe.
Sure.
I'm going to read in the letters that I do have, and then I'll open it up to comment. I'm sorry, Steve, go ahead.
Yeah, my question was I guess a procedural thing. For the LAA, there has to be a relationship, a familiar relationship between the resident in the LAA and the owner of the house. Is there an issue if the owner of the house isn't living in the house?
Has to be owner occupied.
Specified, I don't know.
I didn't find anything on the,
The definition of a limited accessory apartment is an area contained within an owner occupied, single-family dwelling.
And right now, the occupant
It
is
actually
not.
is spelled out exactly like that, too, the use restriction. Notice that the existence of the LLA is predicated upon the occupancy by the owner or the owner's extended family to whom the permit has been issued. So it's your husband owns the property, am I getting that correctly?
I own the property.
You own the property. So she's the owner, she would be an owner occupant.
You live there?
But she's not living there, right? It's rented to somebody else, I thought.
Yes, right now I moved out.
Oh, I did not understand.
Yeah, so the people there, because when Jose went there was the family that, my friend's family that's gonna move, was moving to the house, was upstairs in the barn.
Which is why the detached is a non-starter.
Right.
If this was attached, then to Steve's question, the owners could live in the LLA and the extended family could live in the main house, or any way you want it. Once
But
it
if the
becomes
main house is
detached,
rented out to someone else, then.
you can't rent it out, no.
Yeah.
Well, to a non-family member.
She's not living in the main house.
Yeah, so that's
it
not it's not
essentially could be
owner
an
occupied.
LLA, yeah.
Plus, it's detached, so you got a couple complicating factors here.
Well, specifically, notice that the existence of the LLA is predicated upon occupancy by the owner or the owner's extended family to whom the permit has been issued.
Yeah, but that assumes that it's a
The people that are
single
living in that
structure.
house are not related to you.
Oh, it's my husband's cousin, but it's, I don't know if that will matter.
I don't either.
It still has, that assumes it's a single structure.
Oh, I agree. I think
Yeah.
we're tripping over quite a few things here, for sure, so just trying to get it into something that we can all understand. Well, give that some
Do we know
thought.
the square footage of the barn?
I don't have it here with me.
I'll bring it up.
It's on this without a dimension. And I would guess that it's 576 square feet, 24 by 24, two-story. So that's 1,000 and odd square feet. If you remove the stairway, I mean, I don't know, we have to have at one point, we were requiring architectural plans of the project. We don't have anything with this.
Colleen had mentioned that you had stopped requiring floor plans.
We stopped requiring architecturally stamped plans.
Okay.
But we do
okay.
require the floor plan that defines
Okay.
the footage, and we could calculate it, is
Yep.
what it is, rather than
So you're looking for a
having
concept.
an expensive stamp put on it.
You're
but we
looking
could
for
just do
a
some
dimensioned, hand-drawn plan of some sort. Okay.
math. Yep.
Moving forward. All right, I think you have a petition and a couple letters
I
for the
do.
file.
So I'm gonna read the letter from engineering for 8 Coolidge Street, and there are no comments. Fire prevention. Dear members of the board, this office has reviewed the proposed limited accessory apartment at 8 Coolidge Street, finds the following. The entire home shall be upgraded to comply with the latest edition of the Massachusetts State Building Code for smoke, heat, and carbon monoxide detectors. The proponent shall submit plans to review to the Fire Department Prevention Office via the Town of Chelmsford online permitting portal. All smoke, carbon monoxide, and heat detectors shall be marked on the plans prior to submission for review. This department is concerned that if there's more than one dwelling on a property, that occupancy should be identifiable from the street. This office will require 2 mailboxes identifying the property as 8 Coolidge Street and 8A Coolidge Street. Both addresses must be visible on the building to the street. The applicant shall make an application for the addresses to the Chelmsford E911 Committee and its coordinator, Town Clerk Tricia Jewez. This department is not interested in official change or address being recorded at the deed. On the deed, it is only our intent to distinguish this home to emergency responders. This office would approve this plan with these conditions, and I ask that the board make this letter part of their approval process. Respectfully, Danielle Kostafis, Captain, Chelmsford Fire Department. And a letter from the Board of Health with no comments. And I do not see the petition. Here we are. December 28th, 2021, residents and abutters when the residents at 8 Coolidge Street, North Chelmsford, Mass. The Chelmsford Board of Appeals, Brian Reedy, Chairman. Subject, public hearing regarding a special permit at 8 Coolidge Street, North Chelmsford, Mass. The signatures below express opposition to the following request. D. Santos, 8 Coolidge Street, for a special permit under 195, 6.1, limited accessory and any other relief that may be deemed necessary. I have William Curran of 12 Campers Trail, John Scott, 48 Campers Trail, Amy Rand, 6 Campers Trail, David Hadley, 40 Campers Trail, Roseanne Gambino, 4 Campers Trail,
Where's Campus Trail?
Lisa Ruggiero, 20 Campers Trail, Adeline Haskell, 28 Campers Trail, Douglas Dufresne, 43 Harding Street, John Lemasseur, 17 Coolidge Street, Jocelyn Proya, 15 Coolidge Street, also Mark Proya, 15 Coolidge Street, and Troy O'Neill, 13 Coolidge Street. That is the end of my letters.
And those are the people opposed, Brian?
Those people are all opposed.
Okay.
The majority of them, they live behind, they're not even on our street, right?
Yeah, behind you.
The trailers and the hiding.
Is there a letter with that, with all their signatures? That it say they're opposed, or it just says they're, what is that?
Simply it says, the signatures below express opposition to the following request, which is a request for a special permit under 195, 6.1, limited accessory. That's it. That's all it says. Are there any further questions from the board? Seeing none at this time, I'm going to open this up to the audience. If anyone would like to speak in favor or opposition to this, now is the time. Good evening. If I could get your name and address at the podium so we can
Douglas Dufresne, 43 Harding Street. I've been a resident there for 20 years now. I was there present when they moved in. They immediately started construction on a dormer on the roof, to dormer out the roof for bedrooms upstairs without a permit. He worked well into the midnight. Police were called many times. He has a shed in the rear of the property, which they have remodeled and extended. Put a fireplace in, which you would have in your living room, and they still call it a shed. He's been called, we've called police numerous times on activity there for the bonfires. In this recent problem with the barn, they have started the construction recently. There used to be a garage, a rolling barn door on the front of the building, right up until this past year. You could see into the barn. It was a barn. They had a dog kennel in there. It was a menace. It was smelly. It was noisy. So I don't imagine anybody moving into that without extensive reconstruction. So all the work that has been done in that barn has been recent, with no permits. Now, I'm in construction. I have to pull permits to do my job, and I comply with the law. I expect the same of my neighbors. So I haven't seen any permits there. That's just what I had to say about what's going on there. I have a picture,
I appreciate your input.
if you'd like to see the barn, and it shows kind of where the door was.
Sure.
I'm watching that too.
This is the barn. This is Coolidge Road here. This is the driveway in between the house and the barn. And you can see where they've covered up. There used to be a nice sliding barn door that was there.
And now it's enclosed.
Yep, within the past few months.
Okay. Certainly does look that way.
Where's that?
Thank you. You can.
I don't want to call anybody a liar because this is going to be, I think, a fight between neighbors, right? And they're not even my neighbors. They are friends with the people that are across the street from me that are sitting right next to them. But definitely, that's my husband trying to find the room. I think he's sick, so I told him he will stand in the car. But I think
that your husband?
Yeah, but I think he wants to come and talk. He's probably looking for the room.
And we're on the second floor, room 207?
204.
Top floor, 204.
Top floor, 204. So he will stay in the car just because he's not feeling well. But anyways, that is no way.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. That is no way that that construction or whatever that they're saying was done last year. You guys have pictures there from the computer that is from 2013 of the barn. So I just wanted to say if you guys have any other questions and like I said, we're willing to work with the town to do. We didn't know we're not doing something right, and we're totally willing to work with the town to make the changes or the things that needs to be made so we can have this legal, I guess.
I would suggest if you intend to move ahead with the limited accessory apartment, that you engage an engineer who can put this on paper for you. And again, the issues that you're having with the buildings, it's completely outside of our purview. But if you want to get this through, you would need an engineer to draw a plan
Absolutely.
showing how you've complied with the attachment and the use of the space and the 750 square feet minimum, maximum requirement, which can be waived. So if it is bigger than that, that's okay. We just need to understand who's living in the house
Absolutely.
and their relationship to who's living in the limited accessory apartment. And that's where we would proceed. So we could continue this, and you could look at those goals
Absolutely.
and try to get a feel for what that would take. I think that would be your best course of action, The way it says now, I said it'd be very difficult for me to support it. I'm not speaking for the board, but for my own support, I would not be able to do it without it being attached and having a clear understanding of the relationship to who's going to be living in the property.
And the plot plan. So, and I apologize, I didn't want to waste your times. It's just that I wasn't clear, I guess, maybe my fault that I didn't ask. When I was told that I needed to get a couple of paperwork, I didn't know this was going to happen without us providing the stuff that we needed to provide. So when I received the email on the 4th, that was in this board meeting, and with the letter from the fire department of those things that needed to be addressed, I just received that on the 4th. So I was actually surprised. I came yesterday to drop off a couple of pictures. So I apologize that we didn't have what you needed for this meeting.
It's, we can continue it, and that sounds like it might be best. It was February 3rd,
I would suggest,
March.
they're not gonna be back anytime soon. I would suggest, ask them to withdraw and then just start afresh when they're ready.
Are you going to pursue it?
Yes.
Okay.
We
So
would
to
like
get an
to.
architect and surveyor on board, it's gonna take more than 30 days.
Months.
Can my husband say something or no?
Sure.
Why don't we put you on for March, which would be March 3rd, and that will give you 2 months, 60 days to get a surveyor and get someone to draw you up some plans that are suitable for the LA application. And we'll give you that time to get that sorted out. It doesn't give you permission to have anybody in the house or using it or anything like that. It's just going to continue this process until such time that you're ready to present.
Hi,
Hi.
I'm Tony. I'm her husband, Daniela's husband.
We were watching you come in for quite a while, Tony. It's
I was
pretty
on there. I
interesting.
wasn't feeling well. So I was hearing all this, and again, like I have to go up there. Like I like to mention the shed that the surveyor that said was spent $26,000 to build the shed. We're Brazilians. We like to make barbecue outside, and every time we make barbecue outside with the wood, not with the charcoal. We got a call, police show up, firefighter show up, and at the end we went to a court against your firefighter in the back.
We'll probably stick to what's
Yeah,
pertinent to our
yeah.
board.
So I
appreciate
I just want to let you know that
concern.
the shed was built by permit. We have a permit for the shed. It is in the file. You guys can see it. We just did a lot of stuff to fix the barn. The barn was very bad condition. We don't want to lose the barn. Like she mentioned, I have dog shows. I present dog shows. I reduced the number of my dogs because some neighbors complaining about. I respect and I reduced the number of my dogs. I know by law I can have 4 over that, or 13 before 6 months, right? So I keep up with that numbers. But we feel so claustrophobic over that. You know, be surrounded with people that should mind their own business. We pay tax, you know. We help the
That's not our
community.
purview. I appreciate that neighbors,
So
just make good neighbors.
we
as Robert Frost says.
decide like let's move out. So we move out. So we bought a new place, but unfortunately, my son cannot move. He don't want to move out. That
Right.
boy, she didn't mention, but a couple years ago, has a brain surgery. We almost lost him. Ended up spending $150,000 on his surgery. 2 months after that, we found the same problem with my daughter, who's 18 today. Another $150,000 went there. So we're trying our best to maintain for our kids, but you know, you guys have kids. They get to the age they don't want to live with us anymore. They want to live their own, you know. And like she said, she really loves that place. Honest with you, I hate that place. I will sell tomorrow. But he has roots over there. I don't. So,
Well, I think he could live there. He just can't live there with.
of course,
with a
so
family.
like I mentioned to Mr. Negron, the walls are closed. The wires are new, everything. I have no problem to open all the walls. I can open the whole
Right,
structure.
that's another issue we're not going to get into here. That's
I-
totally with.
Yeah, I
Mr.
can open the
Negron
whole
and
thing
he'll
and
sort that
do
out.
any modifications is necessary. So my son will have no
Can't
problem
be-
being there.
An apartment,
Yeah,
the way it's zoned now, it would
Yeah.
need relief.
yeah.
And there's specific things you need to have for that relief to get approved.
Right.
So that's probably where we are with it right now.
No problem. We will do any request that you guys have to make that accepted by the
We
town.
talked with your wife a little bit about what would be required to make it a legal LLA, and so she can present that. We're suggesting you get an engineer
I
to
heard
do
that,
a
yeah.
certified plot plan and a
Not a problem.
drawing of the LLA,
Yeah.
and as presented with the requirements we have, you can by right do this.
Yeah, yeah,
You just have to do it correctly, and
no problem.
I think a lot of the work that you did may need to be exposed.
Yes.
But that's, again, not our deal. We're
Yes.
not gonna worry that.
No problem.
Concern for you, but not for us, I guess.
Okay.
All right,
you.
thank you. Is there anyone else in the audience that wanted to speak this evening regarding this application?
Despite the drama, my name's Troy O'Neill from 13 Coolidge Street. The neighbor across the street has repeatedly violated codes of all different types, and we do not feel he will even comfortably attempt to do all this. We will appreciate you guys' help assisting us, making sure that he's done these things to code. And if he is interested in selling the home, we'd be more than happy to see him leave.
I'm not selling, Troy.
What's that?
I'm not selling.
Anyway, is there anyone else who'd like to speak in favor or opposition to this application? Is there anyone on Zoom that would like to speak in favor? I guess I'm going to ask for a motion for a continuance until March 3rd.
I'd like to make a motion to continue 8 Coolidge Street till March 3rd meeting.
I'll second.
Second by Nancy. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
We have till March 3rd to get some plans, and if you need more time, we can extend that. Just give us the courtesy of letting us know whether you'll be able to attend or not. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Our next application is Scott Wiggins, 11 Queen Street, for a variance under 195 nonconformity, to seek relief from frontage to construct a proposed porch and any other relief that may be deemed necessary.
Good evening, all. Appreciate your time tonight.
Good evening. Hey, just get your name and address for the record.
Yeah, sure. Scott Wiggins, 11 Queen Street. And a little background is we are looking to expand the existing footprint of the home to add space for extra bedrooms. And both my wife and I work from home now due to the pandemic and moving forward. So we've been on top of each other, as well as we had our first child 2 years ago. So number 2 is the goal down the road. So we want to expand to ideally make this our forever home. So the existing footprint isn't the reason for the variance. It is the farmer's porch that we're looking to add on the front. So the current front of the house, the existing footprint is 38.2 feet from the road as of right now. The existing porch is 36.2 from the road. And I asked the board for, I'm requesting a variance to add that farmer's porch, that would then be 29.2 feet from the road.
One moment, Scott.
Oh, sorry.
At the back of the application, this plan is for everybody, so that's why there's a bunch of applications, if you want to pass out the applications.
Oh, sorry. Do you need plans?
We have.
Okay.
We have.
Kind of just went off.
Yes, the one we can- Yeah, this is the only one, I think. Yep.
That enough? One more.
Great, thank you.
There you go.
I can go over that again.
Okay, Scott, we're organized now.
Awesome.
I was actually just trying to figure out, that's 29.2, so that would be,
Wait, so this is for the second floor and the front porch?
Just the front porch. I was kind of giving the whole lay of the land, what we're looking to add. So the variance is just for that small L section where there's a dark black dot right there in the front left of the house.
proposed porch.
Did you add a second home before?
No, there's a lot of additions the owners in the past have added, and this is just we're looking to add second floor and then the farmer's porch out front. So the farmer's porch is encroaching on the road.
Oh, so this, he's not here for the second floor because they don't need to be.
Yeah.
Right, yeah, just, gotcha.
I'll stop talking about that
Sorry.
part.
I guess that's a reasonable argument to topography.
Yep. It's a weird lot shape.
Now, the side setback is a little shy of the door, but that's existing, is that correct?
The 15 there?
The
Yeah.
21.3 foot from the edge of the, what looks like the proposed second floor, but that is on top of another floor?
Yep, that's the total existing footprint right there.
So, yeah, that's a pre-existing, non-conforming
Yep.
setback.
So it looks like the front porch just comes out to the existing front of the house. It's just
Correct.
the way the house sits on the lot that's making the setback.
Yeah, it's how the road curves right there and how it's the corner right there that's gonna be over that 40 or 32 for the special permit, yeah.
Alright.
Oh, the other side's a 15. Does the board have any questions regarding this application this time?
I think I'd feel a lot better with a special permit.
How are you gonna get there?
Would that be an option at that distance?
Because
A special permit would be a 20% reduction in the 40 feet, which is 8 feet, so if you were 32, the question is, how do we save 3 feet there? I mean, I haven't seen this, and I don't know if this would be something that would be suitable for you, but if you could get to that 32 feet, you could do that porch area as a patio, but it wouldn't be covered.
Okay.
I don't know if that would work for you. I'm just, I completely agree with Charlie that a special permit is always preferred over a variance. Though I will tell you, I do see a hardship with the lot shape.
Yeah.
So it's, we have 3 proofs, and one of them is lot shape. So this would technically qualify for that.
Okay. Yeah, ideally, we were looking to have that farmer's porch, just how the architect has built out the plans. It kind of looks nicely coming out that distance right there. And the other hardship, just being out at that 38.2 already, the existing footprint, that knocks it up 2 feet from the 40 feet, so kind of fighting back and forth there.
That is a funky shaped lot.
Yeah. It is,
I
yeah.
mean, it's a legitimate, proof, for sure.
Yeah. Because even if the house was originally angled, it still would have had setback issues.
It's a weird pizza
Yeah.
slice.
Yeah, you don't see one like that too often.
It's pre-existing, non-conforming on the front ends, both sides setbacks already. But that would be, if we left it where that is, it's a special permit, so. I open this up to the audience, but there is none. Is there anyone on Zoom that would like to speak in favor or opposition to this? Sad fact. Are there any letters regarding this, Cheryl?
Well, look at the front of the,
I have,
close the file, and if there's any, just put them on.
I don't think I've got-
engineering, fire prevention.
I'm sorry, I
Oh,
do have them
those,
right
yeah.
here.
I thought you meant in support, sorry.
Oh, yeah, I mean, if there are, I'd like to read those as well. So the engineering department for 11 Queen Street, erosion control devices must retain the sediment on site. These must be installed prior to any work or demolition. The fire department surprisingly has no comments. I don't think you looked at the plans that closely. You would be required to have smoke, fire, and carbon monoxide detectors.
Okay, we have those as of now, but.
Yep, yeah. The Board of Health has no comments. I think he may have looked at it just as the porch rather than the porch and the addition. But he is responding to the variance, so
Okay.
there you go. So that's the only letters I have from the town. And did you say you had some letters?
I had those 3 that you were just reading off.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay. Any questions from the board? I get a motion to close the public hearing?
Motion to close.
A second, please?
I'll second.
Second by Peter?
Oh, Aaron.
Erin, I'm sorry. That's make me deaf, I don't know why. So we could take this up, I don't know, everyone's thoughts on it.
Do we all have to vote?
Did we actually close it?
Yes, so we can have all in favor of closing the public hearing?
Aye.
All
All right.
now we can take it up. So it's a variance, I think we can hang our hats on lot shape, it's a reasonable, or obvious flaw in the lot that doesn't allow the house to fit even now. Adding a porch to it is the question, is that acceptable?
I'll make a motion. Can I make a motion? Make a motion to approve. Or are we still talking about it?
I have no more questions, does anyone else have a
Almost
comment or question?
I'll make a motion to approve, the variance for 11 Queen Street, under 195-9, to construct a porch. Is that good?
I think so, there's no real
Relief from
letters.
frontage. Second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Unanimous.
Oh, it wasn't that one.
Surprised me, I didn't think they were gonna go that way.
Go.
Happy New Year, everyone, thank you, that's great.
Good luck with it.
Thank you very much, appreciate all your help, thank you.
Take care. Plenty of curves, Steve.
Yeah,
What's that?
through a curve,
Oh.
all of us.
I thought you were gonna
Hey,
have
if I
concerns
can get a
with the
good
variance.
hardship, I'm okay.
It definitely,
Got one more item, but you can, it's a withdrawal. We just need a vote to withdraw on 14 Keschel, a letter of withdrawals in the file.
Okay. 14 Kells Hill Road, Vissoff Noon, for a variance, conformity to construct a 40 by 24 detached garage that will not meet the side setback or any other relief that deems necessary. We have a letter where he, Mr. Belansky, I would like to withdraw. Thank you much for your informative Vissoff. I believe that's his name.
Yes.
So if we could have a motion to withdraw,
I'll make a motion to withdraw 14 Churchill Road, withdraw without prejudice.
I'll second.
a second by Nancy, all in favor?
Aye.
All right.
Thank you all for your time.
You want to approve 2 sets of minutes?
Yeah, we
July
can do that,
1st,
that's right, yeah.
July 1st and August 5th, I think were typical, well-detailed minutes for the board.
My only change on the July minutes, I was absent. I was not there. It says I was.
Well, because you.
I'm
abstained
not on
from
it,
That
yeah.
one also, right?
So that, I didn't look at it other than that.
Is that the only meeting? That was the only hearing?
That was the only one, yeah.
Okay, if I get a motion to approve the minutes with the changes proposed by Nancy?
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes from July 1st, 2021, with the exception being that Nancy Renzi was not present.
All in favor?
All right.
August 5th?
If I could get a motion to approve the minutes of August 5th?
There's just a couple typos of conformity on 17 McIntosh and 419 Acton Road. Conformity is spelled wrong.
Okay.
2 ayes?
And then the last page, it says Ann, but it should be Ann.
Are you able to send those to me?
Yes, I can send
Thank you. Charlotte and I would be great. If you could do
Okay,
that.
if I could get a motion to approve the minutes of August 5th with the changes proposed by Nancy?
Motion to
Anybody?
approve
I
the
can't
minutes of
motion,
August
so-
5th.
There we go. Second?
I'll second.
Second by Aaron, all in favor?
Aye.
All right.
Unanimous?
And table,
Thank you, Jose, for your time. It sounded like a really tough spot to be in there with that whole...
Excuse me. I thought we had, I know we're holding off on one, but don't we have another one after
hold
that?
off on the last two. Staff
both of
wants to check them.
Okay.
Thank you all for your time. If I could get a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
My last question for, all in favor of adjourning?
Yes.
Aye.
All right.
We'll see you February 3rd.
Third.
Hopefully things will have gotten better.